Hello, I'm Dane, and this is Dane Explains. A couple of weeks ago, a man by the name of David Grusch claimed to be blowing the whistle on a large UFO cover-up by the US government, even claiming the US was in possession of alien craft and even alien bodies. This sort of thing isn't anything new, of course, except this guy has a background that leads some credibility to his claims. Well, is anything he said actually credible? Let me explain. First off, if you haven't heard or read what David Grusch's claims are, I suggest you check that out before watching this video, because I'm going to assume you've already heard them, for the most part. I've linked the video of his interview in the description. David Grusch worked for intelligence in the Pentagon, and yes, his credentials do check out. He claims that while he was working there, people came forward to him, people he trusted, and told him that the US has been finding and recovering crashed and landed alien spacecraft for years, including, in some cases, recovering alien bodies. Most people are aware the US government has been more open about UFOs, or as they're called by them now, UAPs, which stand for Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon. At least recently. They even put a task force together to examine the claims of UAPs, and the task force is called AARO, or All Domain Anomaly Resolution Office. Yes, quite a mouthful. Actually, it sounds like something out of Marvel. David claims what the US government has been doing, it's also been hiding from AARO. The title of this video may have given away what I think about his claims. Right off the bat, if you watch the interview, which was done for News Nation, David Grusch gives off an air of being disingenuous, at least in my opinion. Now, I'm not an expert, but Dr. G of Dr. G Explains YouTube channel is an expert. That channel kind of sounds familiar for some reason. I wonder why. And he analyzed the interview and was also highly skeptical of David Grusch's claims as well. Besides his body language, the first big red flag is the fact that David Grusch never actually saw any of these alien spacecraft or bodies. He just spoke to people he trusted and who told him they exist. Now, my mother told me about a guy who used to work in US intelligence in the 1970s, who told her that the whole UFO phenomenon was actually supernatural and not alien in origin. Now, I could do a whole nother video on that, but that contradicts what this David Grusch guy claims. What my mother heard was hearsay, of course, from a friend she trusted who happened to have high credentials. My point? David Grusch's claims are just as much hearsay as my mother's. Even if he's telling the truth, he never saw anything, and he could be the one who's being lied to. This is somewhat backed up by the fact the Pentagon doesn't seem to give a hoot about him running to the press. I mean, he claims to be a whistleblower, but if you're blowing the whistle, doesn't the person or group you're tattling on usually try to take your whistle away? Or at the very least discredit you and your claims? This is conjecture, of course, but he could be being used as a distraction for something else by the US government. He would be a good mark too, since he filed a complaint with the DoD back in July of 2021 that information about UAPs was being withheld from Congress. It was after that that he was co-lead for UAP analysis for the NGA, which is the National Geospatial Intelligence Agency. A perfect person and timing to feed so-called classified material to. So, what do I think? Big claims require big evidence. Show us the aliens, because it's not aliens until it's aliens. Don't get me wrong, I do think there is alien life out in the universe somewhere. I don't think it's intelligent like we are, but I do think it exists. The universe is incredibly vast for it not to be. So from my perspective as a Catholic, my mother's friend in US intelligence back in the 70s is probably closer to the mark. UAPs and aliens that cannot be explained through misunderstood physical phenomenon probably have a supernatural origin. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please press the like button. Subscribe to my channel and ding the bell to get notified when I post new videos. Also, please support me on Patreon. Link in the description. The more people support me, the more time I can dedicate to making videos like this one. So, until next time, have a great week.